Shades of Green. It's a special series for our CBC viewers and listeners this week. It's a chance to learn about making a difference when it comes to the environment. Tonight, we start in Cornwall, not a city you usually think of as being an environmental trailblazer. For most of its history, a pulp and paper mill has dominated and left a lingering smell over the downtown. Well, now the mill is closed and Cornwall is turning over a new leaf, a green leaf. As Steve Fisher reports, a group of residents is setting up Canada's first community-based program to save energy and cut carbon dioxide emissions.
Cornwall has long been defined by the large industrial site that dominates the downtown. Domtar closed its pulp mill a year ago, but its smokestacks still loom over the city's skyline. Naresh Bharvaga has lived here for almost half a century. A former city councillor, he's a walking advertisement for another side of Cornwall, a community that loves its parkland and worries about the environment, both local and global.
We have to think about the future generations, our children and grandchildren, you know. So I think we have to think about what will impact their future, and we should be leaving something good for them and not in a bad condition.
Last year, Bharvaga joined a group of community leaders from Canada on a trip to learn what people in England are doing to combat climate change. Their grassroots organizations are working to cut carbon dioxide emissions, their community's so-called carbon footprint, by 60%.
I'd like to welcome everyone to our special meeting.
Bharvaga was inspired. Back in Cornwall, he organized a group of like-minded residents, business people, and educators to form their own group, the Cornwall Carbon Reduction Initiative.
We always want the municipal, federal, or provincial government to do and take care of these things. But the European statistics are that 30% of the carbon emission comes out from the residential, and another 30% comes out with the transportation, which is controlled by you and I. So I think unless you and I do something about it, things won't get done.
Organizers say the key to the program will be setting realistic goals, much like is done with the United Way. They may even set up a large thermometer like this, although the goal will be to bring the numbers representing the community's carbon footprint down, not up. Residents will be asked to sign a pledge promising to replace lights with energy-efficient compact fluorescents, cut down on the use of electrical appliances, heating and cooling systems, and find alternatives to driving the car. All this will be tracked on a website.
What our program is looking that we will quantify everything. So if you say that I'm going to change some light bulbs to low energy bulbs, by doing that, what happens? We will tell you. Our program is going to convert that, how much you have contributed in saving.
The group will also run an education campaign, bringing exhibits to town highlighting the latest in energy-saving technology and speaking to school children. It may be a community initiative, but City Council has given the group some seed money to get it up and running.
This past year has been about grieving the loss of those jobs and grieving the loss of our identity, and now we need to find a new one. And I think that if we're going to be talking about the environment, that's a positive thing. And if it's going to be a grassroots plan, that's even better, because the people will buy into that and it'll create some good feeling in the city of Cornwall.
Residents seem keen to participate.
It's the only way we'll ever get ahead is by, I think, everybody setting personal goals, whether it's through your vehicle, it's through your household, you know, what you're doing at home.
If we were issued a challenge and just have people step up and, you know, as a group, try to accomplish our individual goals.
I think once they realize that they can do something, then it will be done. And of course, you will never get 100% participation, but I think majority of people will go along and do something.
The group plans to have the program in place by the fall. Bharvaga hopes that once it's up and running, this city will serve as an environmental inspiration for other communities looking to reduce their carbon footprint. Steve Fisher, CBC News, Cornwall.